A 4-bit model just outscored its own 16-bit version on 7 of 9 benchmarks. Then it beat the model twice its size at writing code. Same task, quarter of the memory. Somebody quietly published the recipe last Tuesday. Multiverse Computing calls it Quantization-Aware Healing. And every AI cost projection you built this year just went in the bin. The shrunken version of a frontier open model is now the smarter version. Your competitors already found the download link. I'm Stewart, here is the click contract. I'll show you what Quantization-Aware Healing actually is, the exact numbers from the paper, and the one move a business owner running any AI feature in production should make this week. Yes, there is a live demo. And no, the answer this week is not what you think. Multiverse Computing published a blog post on the 25th of August called Quantization-Aware Healing. In plain English, they took the open source GPT-OSS-120B, cut it in half to 60 billion parameters, squeezed those weights from 16 bits down to 4, and the result outperformed the 16-bit 60 billion version they were healing. The number that broke my brain. Long context reasoning jumped 7.4 points. Math benchmark up 5.6, coding agent up 2.7, tool use up 2.3, 7 wins, 2 tiny losses, 1 4 times smaller model. Then they tested it against the original 120 billion teacher on live coding tasks. The 4-bit 60 billion student scored 66.5, the full-size teacher scored 66.0. The kid beat the parent. Here is the headline answer. The recipe is public, the healed weights are on Hugging Face, and the cheap version of a frontier open model is now the more accurate one. Running the same quality on a fraction of the compute is not a future promise, it is a checkpoint you can download today. Before I show you the receipts, one thing. If you want the next Quinn drop, the next llama.cpp build, the next open model release the day it lands instead of finding out 3 months later on an invoice, subscribe. That is what this channel does. The exact commands from today's demo are in the pinned comment. And the playbook version, the one that walks your team through swapping providers the moment the price cracks, lives inside the Church of SEO Jesus. My free school community, link below. Let me prove it lives. I hit the Multiverse blog post from my terminal, HTTP 200, 174 kilobytes back, and the page title reads Quantization-Aware Healing, a compressed 4-bit model that outperforms its full precision original. Not a rumor, not a preprint waiting for review. Live. I pulled the 2 Hugging Face model cards next. The teacher, OpenAI/GPT-OSS-120B, 116.8 billion parameters, 5.12 million downloads. The student, Multiverse Computing VI/hypernova 60B 2605, 58.7 billion parameters, 3,937 downloads. Half the weights, publicly hosted, ready to grab. Then I did the math the blog claims, teacher divided by student, 1.99. The 4-bit healed model uses roughly 2 times fewer weights per token than the 4-bit teacher. Against a 16-bit native serve, 8 times less compute per token. The blog said 4 times less memory, 8 times less compute. My terminal says the same. Now the business math, because a benchmark chart never paid anyone's payroll. Right now, the standard move for anyone running frontier quality output at scale is one of 2 things. Either you pay OpenAI or Anthropic API rates and eat the per token bill, or you self-host an open model and rent a Hopper class GPU cluster to serve GPT-OSS-120B in 16-bit. Both cost real money. The API rates hit the P&L monthly, the GPU rental hits it hourly. Quantization-Aware Healing rewrites that math. The 4-bit 60 billion runs on hardware that costs a fraction of what the full model needs. It fits into GPU classes the big model was never going to fit into, and it stops giving up quality in the trade. Who gets undercut first? Agencies charging premium rates for GPT-4 tier output on top of their own margin. SaaS tools whose whole cost structure assumes they need a big model behind the scenes. Competitors still writing quotes that assume the price floor for open model quality is what it was in July. Who gets the window? Operators self-hosting today. Anyone whose product has an AI per request cost line that grew faster than revenue. The window opens the day Grok, Together, or Fireworks posts a healed model endpoint. Nobody has yet, but the recipe is out. And the training run is cheaper too. Multiverse ran their healing method against the incumbent Quantization-Aware training on a smaller GPT-OSS model. QAH hit its peak in about 100 steps. QAT needed 700 to hit roughly the same score. Then QAT kept going and lost nearly 19 points by step 1200. Cheaper training, lower risk of shipping a model that already started rotting. So what do you do this week? I asked Claude Opus 5 the same question in one shot. Terminal real API call, 211 output tokens. The answer came back sharper than I expected. Do nothing to your stack, not one config change, not one provider swap. Because Quantization-Aware Healing is a Hugging Face blog post right now, not an endpoint, not a service level agreement, not something with a support line at 3 in the morning. The one move worth making. Pull 50 real prompts from your production logs. For each one, save the current model output, the cost per call, and the latency. Freeze that as a file. Now the moment Together or Fireworks ships a 4-bit healed endpoint, you can run those same 50 prompts through the new provider in one afternoon. Compare and decide. Operators who move first are not the ones with better opinions. They are the ones with the harness ready. Everyone else spends 3 weeks arguing about it. Now the caveats, because I know how this sounds. 1. The benchmarks are Multiverse's own reporting. Nobody has independently reran the healed checkpoint yet. 2 of the 9 numbers went the wrong way. Small margins, but real. 2. Older GPUs will see less of the win than a hopper. Kernel support varies. 3. The healing method needs the original uncompressed teacher's weights, so labs that never release their pre-compression checkpoints cannot copy this on their own models. Open the Multiverse blog post yourself right now at huggingface.co/blog/multiversecomputing/Quantization-Aware Healing. Look at the benchmark table showing QAH against the 16-bit version. 7 green rows, 2 red. That is the proof, not me telling you. Every quantization method before this one lost accuracy compared to the full-size original, every single one. Multiverse just published a recipe that reverses the trade. Cheaper and smarter. The floor moved. And whoever ships the first healed endpoint on a public inference provider prints money for a week before anyone catches up. 2 more things before I let you go. The exact commands I ran today are in the pinned comment, copy-paste ready. The full operator playbook, the 50 prompt harness template, and the provider swap checklist all sit inside the Church of SEO Jesus, my free school community, link in the description. Next video, I break down which inference providers are set up to move fastest and which ones will still be quoting July prices in October. Watch that one now.